Hi everyone, Jeremy here, thanks for watching today. In this video I'm going to be making a Snowflake Easel card. In today's video I'll be using Simply Made Crafts Christmas Sentiments stamp set. And I think I'm going for the Merry Christmas. I've then got some Diamond Sparkles shimmer card in Blue Sky from Hundory. And then from Card Making Magic, the Snowflake Easel card. So this will provide everything that I need in order to create the card. So it'll be a quick and simple make today. To make the card, I've cut one piece in white cardstock in the largest die that's in the set. I've then taken a scrap piece of white cardstock and cut it again with the same die, but I've trimmed it off at the score line. And the reason I've done that is because if you look at the die cut piece here, it's got this lovely edge to it and it's a nice clean surface. But if you turn it over, you haven't got the same effect on the opposite side. So I've die cut it twice and I'm going to attach them together then so they both sides match one another. I haven't done it for this piece because it is part of the easel, and this will all get covered so you won't see any of that. Next then, using the Hundory sparkle paper, I've die cut the matte piece and that will sit over the top there. I've then die cut the next layer down in white cardstock and that will sit there. Then I've die cut the larger snowflake die in white cardstock and that will go over the easel piece there. Then I've die cut the smaller circle in the same blue cardstock, and you have these sort of diamond shaped pieces that allow you to cut out some extra openings in your snowflake. So I've done that and that will sit over this piece here. And then I've gone ahead and just cut various snowflakes then in white and blue cardstock, which will sit, some will sit over the top of this large snowflake, and then the smaller ones will act as a stopper for the easel. So I'll show you how to assemble it. So the first thing I'm going to do is reinforce the score lines. So I'm taking the center score line here and lining it up with a track and just reinforcing that. And then moving myself along to the next one and doing the same there. So I'm going to fold and burnish, so you have the good side facing you. You want to flip it over and then mount and fold and mount and fold again. So you have the easel piece that sits like this. I'm then going to take my additional piece and attach that using some collard glue to the front here. So I'm going to attach the blue cardstock now, but I'll leave the additional white piece because I want to heat emboss on this. So I'll set that to one side. So if you don't have this die in particular, you could try and recreate this card using a hexagon or an octagon and create a shaped card that way and add a large snowflake on the front. I've then flipped it over and I'm just going to add glue on this piece here and then attach this. So I'm just lifting this up, making sure that all the edges marry up. And with the claw glue, that should be nice and strong now. Or it will dry nice and strong. So I've just gone round and added claw glue to this piece here. And I'm going to add it to the white piece now. I've just added a little pressure just to make sure that's in the right place. I'm going to let that dry. Next I'm going to work on the smaller snowflakes. So I've cut 3 of these snowflakes, just hold them up to the camera. So I've cut 3 of them in white cardstock, and I'm going to attach them all together using claw glue. And this should give us a nice strong piece that will hold the easel card in place and act as the stopper. And then I have these 2 smaller snowflakes I'm just going to add onto there as so. So I'll slightly offset each piece so that you've got more of an interesting look. So I've changed my mind on that piece. I'm just going to leave it with the 3 layers of the white cardstock to strengthen that up, and then the blue snowflake. I'm going to add the white snowflake then to this larger one. So I'm going to use some white foam circles here just to attach this piece to the larger snowflake. I'm going to do the same then with the the blue piece, and I've added a foam dot. I'm just going to offset that against the white, and then I'm just going to finish off with the white piece. So I'm just going to bring in some gems from my stash and add that to the front of the snowflake. I'm also going to add one to the smaller one as well. So while they're both drying, I'll just set them aside and work on my sentiment. So I brought in my snowflake just as a guide, so I know that I've left enough room for that to sit nicely there. I'm going to prep my surface with some anti-static powder. So I think I've got a nice impression now. So the embossing powder that I'm going to be using is from Wow, and this one is inspired by Catherine Pooler, and it's called Uptown. I bought this recently at a craft fair, so I haven't used it yet, but I think it's going to be a nice match to the snowflake. Looking good so far. There's my sentiment all set. I preheated my gun for about a minute before setting it. I think it's turned out really nicely. There were a few stray bits of glitter, even though I used the anti-static powder, but I think it looks okay. It adds to the effect. I'm going for that look. So lastly, I'm going to add my sentiment piece to the glitter cardstock, and I'm just going to use some double-sided tape all on the back here, and then this will help reduce any of the warping. So for placement purposes, I'm holding up the ends which has the adhesive exposed and using the backing paper to rest against, so that I've got that placement where I want it, and then just lift everything up to pull away that backing paper. So that's attached nicely. I'm just going to add the snowflake now. So I'm just going to finish off by adding the snowflake piece to the card. So I've added glue on these two pieces here, and they will attach just nicely there. And then the snowflake will sit on top like so. So I'll try and hold it up to the camera for you to see. And it folds flat like so. You could add a little note to the recipient to tell them what to do if they haven't seen an easel card before, or if you're hand delivering it, obviously you can explain to the recipient how to open the card. So as I said, a short and sweet video today using the Snowflake Easel die from Card Making Magic. I hope you're enjoying the 12 Days of Christmas series so far. If you are, give me a thumbs up, a comment, or consider subscribing to the channel. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I really appreciate it. I will do my best to link any of the products used in today's video, but I bought these products last year, so I don't think it's likely that they're still in stock. Thank you very much for watching today. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!